Welcome to the 6 p.m. Spokane Soul Center Dharma Recovery, also on Zoom, so everywhere. It's great to see all the wonderful faces online and to see all the faces in the room. Um, all people I know, and all of you are my teachers who help me learn, help me with my recovery, and help me with my Buddhist practice. It's great to be here. I have come in, usually I do a little like meditating or some chill time. Well, today I came in hauling 12 by 12 by 4 inch concrete um, pavers, and they're beautiful pavers, but about 100 of them, and I'm not quite done. I'm almost done, but I'm wore out. So and energized too. It's not like I'm in my chill, so please forgive me for that. Um, we're still on curiosity and wrong view, and that's good, because this one, uh, I did not spend a lot of time reading anybody else's. I usually will go hunting other Buddhist teachers' ideas, and this time I just spent time thinking about it. And one time I spent half an hour just focused on it. Contemplative meditation is what I did, and I used a very non-Buddhist chant in the background, Hare Krishna, but it's one I enjoy a lot. And I remember, from when I do yoga. So it worked. It was Krishna Das, for those who know Krishna Das. And just being in that and thinking about it um, really helped me get in touch of my understanding and my view of right view and wrong view. Um, so there's a writing, and I don't know where it's from, but this is a Buddhist writing. It goes, if a, if a person of wrong view is of wrong view, wrong resolve comes into being. In a person of wrong resolve, wrong speech. In a person of wrong speech, wrong action. In a person of wrong action, wrong livelihood. In a person of wrong livelihood, wrong effort. In a person of wrong effort, wrong mindfulness. In a person of wrong mindfulness, wrong concentration. In a person of wrong concentration, wrong knowledge. In a person of wrong knowledge, wrong release. This is how wrongness comes from failure and not success. Um, so reading this, I'm like, okay, it's one way to reiterate the Eightfold Path. Um, oh, I was trying to do the opposite. Hi. I'm Mr. Paper. Anyway, I thought, okay, so what's this useful for? And I was even wanting to argue with parts of it because I'm John. And but what I thought is right view is a foundation, and the other 8 parts of the Eightfold Path are connected to right view very closely. It's a rock upon which all of our practice proceeds. It is our vision. It reminds me of an old thing from the Proverbs, out of the Bible of all places. Without vision, the people perish. Welcome, the people. I'm so glad to see you. It's awesome. I'm John. We're just doing this talk. Um, Without vision, the people perish. And it's something I remembered a long time ago because it made a lot of sense to me. And I think, without vision, I perish. So I thought, I went into my meditation having read this, and with Krishna Das in the background, I'm just thinking and being very calm and reflective. And then I thought, well, what's wrong view like to me? Why is it so important to have the right view? And I didn't want it to be baloney. I wanted it to be real to me. So I go, when I have wrong view, what's it like? I go, well, if I have the wrong view, it's like I'm blind. It's like I can't see what's ahead of me in my practice. I can't see what's ahead of me in my recovery. If I have wrong view, I am blind. And that makes everything that much more difficult. Traveling the journey while blind is almost impossible. I'm not going to say it can't be done, but I wouldn't encourage it. So then knowing that I always have improvement, um, secretly there's a part of my head, and it's just a part, it's not the whole thing, that thinks I am perfect, and not perfect like in a very healthy way, but perfect like I have no flaws. And it's not true. It's not true. I am a person who has unskillful behaviors that affect my recovery and my practice. So I ask myself, in what ways am I blind? And I think of all the ways I get locked into religious, cultural, or political dogma. Not concerned about whether those things are right or wrong. I need to let go of that, because right away I say they're right because they're what I think. Right view encourages me to be curious and see the strengths and weaknesses of any dogma that I may espouse. Do I grasp at things to be true only because I want them to be true? Um, I think of all the people, and this is just not one person. So a lot of people say, "Oh, that political guy who's in charge of a lot of everything," but a lot of others, people out there, that even when the evidence points that they have been sexually unskillful, that they have hurt people with their sexual energy, oftentimes children, people don't want to believe it. Even if it can't be proven, it's most likely the case. And they'll say it's most likely not the case. And I look at those things for me. Like, I really would love to live forever. But when I look deeply, I understand that I'm not even the same person I was 10 years ago. So, what's going to live forever? I'm in a perpetual state of change. I am not a permanent entity. Do I assume everything I think, feel, or believe is true? That's why I love practice and meditation, because initially I think I do. But meditation and some of the different things I learn here, like I'll throw in some Julia-isms, like, oh, would you look at that? Um, I've used that when I absolutely get on this thing that says I'm right. Um, a beautiful example today is that on the way here, about 20 minutes ago, someone just cut right across the street, and I had to brake. And I was so put off by braking that I began to go into that rage state, that state of self righteousness. And I was able to say, well, will you look at that? I've been, hauling big, heavy things, and it's been a productive afternoon. And I'm going to meet with some beautiful people and get to do some wonderful meditation. And I want to have a temper tantrum. I want to have a temper tantrum, right here in my car, right outside of Soul Center virtually. Um, yeah. Am I curious about what is true or untrue about anything I encounter? Even when presented with something I feel is very harmful, it does do me well to look at the strengths and what people like about it. Um, and that's hard for me to do. But I can see how certain people would be attracted to certain modalities of thinking because they are afraid and they want safety. Okay. It's something that makes some people feel safe. And that's something being authoritarianism. I'll just say it. But it does. And do I understand very little is knowable? Um, One of my heroes, and those are just the questions I came up in this half hour time I just spent meditating about it. One of my heroes is Albert Einstein. I have a lot of heroes. And he talks about as as the area of of what we know grows in a circle, right? Pi r squared for those of you who are mathy. If not, just know as that area grows, as the circle gets larger, the circumference of what we don't know increases. Theoretically, the more I know would make me humble because I would understand that there's even more I do not know. That's to me true knowledge, true wisdom. Do I understand that so little is knowable? So right view keeps me focused on my path. It doesn't mean I need to be perfect today, but it does mean something um, I do well to be aware of what's ahead of me, what's the right thing. And that's where the rest of the Eightfold Path comes in. But to come in with open eyes, not be grasping or aversive to anything, and be willing to know what's real so that I can awaken, so that I can experience liberation and recovery, freedom from drugs, alcohol, and binge eating disorder that I have. I want to do a little bit of chanting and some quiet meditation. We just have a little bit of time. Um, don't worry, we won't do Hare Krishna. It's not a Buddhist chant. um, I see some people. Oh, go ahead. But we are going to do um, Om Tara Tutere Tutere Soha. It's a little bit harder. If you want to follow along, you can. You don't have to. Tara is a feminine version of the Buddha, and same online. And you could follow along in your head, or you can just quietly meditate. Om Tara Tutare Ture Swaha. 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 Om Tara Tutare tu re swaha. Om tara tuta re, 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 tu re swaha. You can repeat the mantra in your mind or just focus on the silence. Spend the next minute just breathing. Dedication to Meredith. one of my favorites. I have a couple and I use it a lot. And I want to use an example. And sometimes I go on social media and I debate, and I've worked really hard to be skillful, although I question if I can be skillful at all on social media because it seems to have so little effect on anything. But I got a message. It was, a private message. And it was this person, and they wrote, "Thank God you're so ugly that you can't breed. You have no brains." So I read that at first, and at first I wanted to be myself. I say John because John can be really sarcastic and mean and nasty, and and I got past that, and it's this wonderful meta that I use a lot for dedication and merit. And so I sent him a text, not a text, but a message back. May you be happy and peaceful. May you be healthy and strong. May you be safe and protected. May you live with ease. I hope the best possible thing that can happen for you happens for you. I've just added that on. I haven't heard anything back, so uh, but it helps me be at peace.
Mm-hmm.
And it also makes it so I don't harm another human being. Because again, I don't know where they're coming from. And maybe what I said, I could have been a little snarky. That comes in hidden. Sometimes I'm not even aware of it. So I could have not asked for it. That's not the word, but not be innocent. So it was important for me to say that. So this helps me. And I say it a lot in traffic and other situations. So may we be happy and peaceful is what I'm going to say. May we be happy and peaceful. May we be healthy and strong. May we be safe and protected. May we live with ease. Namaste.
Namaste.